Okay, we're ready.
Okay, we're gonna call the meeting of the Urban Forestry Commission. Call to order 3:34. To order attendance.
So we have Bob
Here.
here, Laura
Here.
John
Here.
and Andy.
Here.
And then we have Jeff from our Urban Forestry Department, and we have Zach and Sarah from our Planning and Zoning Department as well.
And we do have quorum, so we can be official. Jeff Saltzman called me and said he will be here. So, all right, let's do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Opening question, what is your favorite kind of apple to eat? It's apple season, so pick an apple.
Gala.
Why?
Size and crispness.
I think we have it much.
Yeah.
Gala as well.
Yeah, okay.
And price.
Price.
I only eat pink lady.
That's me too, Pink
What?
Lady, yeah.
Ladies. Oh.
Good crisp.
Good sweetness.
Yeah. Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. Never heard of that one.
It grows in his
Johnny
backyard,
Appleseed's,
is it?
Tell us about it, John.
It's a yellow apple. It must be a later apple. It must be a later apple because I can get it late in the winter at Redmond Orchard has them.
Who does?
Redmond Orchard.
Oh, Rittman.
And it's like at the end of the winter, you can still get it. I still got an apple in the refrigerator. That's from it, but it's really tart. I like really tart, and it's real crispy. I like real crispy. So it's a real flavorful apple.
That's why I went with Cortland, because they're real crispy and tart. Really, really crispy. Really white too. I like them. Joe, we're talking about our favorite apple.
I see that.
And why. So I think you're up. Anybody else want to go?
What is it, Fiji, Fuji, whatever those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. Those are the ones we get. I
Fuji.
love those.
Fiji.
Fiji,
Fiji.
I can't remember which one they are. Those are the ones I like. They're the only ones we get.
How about our other?
I probably agree. Yeah, I think they look the best. And
Which one?
crispy. This is Fiji, right?
Is it?
I don't,
Fuji.
I don't know.
Oh, it's Fiji?
It's Fuji. Fiji is the island.
Is it?
Okay.
Okay.
You can name an apple.
You got my favorite?
I would go with Macintosh.
Macintosh.
They're good.
There are so many good apples, excluding Red Delicious.
Yeah.
Or the Red Delicious. We had a Red Delicious apple that was totally different than the one you get in the store. When I was a kid, we had a couple of them, and they had flavor. They had crispness to it. But there's more than one.
They do
type
look
of
good.
red.
They look like
They
a
do.
good apple.
They
They're
do,
just
but
like,
they just-
this is
yeah.
trash.
They are.
There are more than one type of Red Delicious.
yeah.
And so they bred them, kept on breeding them to look so perfect.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of that. And they forgot to put the flavor in it.
All right, let's approve the minutes from our August 11th meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carry. All right, Zach, you're on deck for letting us know about the zoning code. It's a big document you should have. He's floating around,
Yeah,
right?
this is
Okay,
only
go ahead.
one of 14 chapters, so you guys are lucky. Amy gets to review it all.
Or an audiobook more.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
You
letting
have
us-
another commission?
Do you have an
Yeah,
extra one,
he's on the
Zach?
steering committee.
Do you have an extra copy of that?
Oh, sorry, yes.
He likes.
There you go, Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Zach.
Hey, you get the power chair.
Well, I'm glad you all came together tonight.
Okay. You got it? Anybody need it? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we're coming up to the end of this whole big code update. Ideally, we're looking to take this to planning commission for recommendation. The first meeting in October, and then council, I think it'd be October 23rd, for the first reading. We want to get this, ideally get this vote on, before the end of the year, so. I think we got a pretty good draft of chapter 8 here, address some of your guys' comments. But just to run through it real quick. This is social gathering, open space, tree preservation, and landscape standards. So, first section just has the applicability table. What each section applies to and when, whether it's major redevelopment or intermediate or just new development. I think there's been any major changes there. Social gathering space, that whole code section in 1108.03 is just to make more public gathering areas for larger developments. This is a completely new code that we don't have now. And based on feedback from steering committee, we increased the point allowance for each type of social gathering use. So almost in every case, developments, if it applies, you only need to provide one of these social gathering uses. So it's not too burdensome on developers. And 1108.04 residential park space standards. So we added a purpose section to that just to clarify why it's required. So this would apply to subdivisions with 15 or more units, residential dwelling units or lots. So basically, if that's developed and if it's within a 1/2 mile buffer of an existing park, there's a recreation impact fee that the developer would have to pay. If it's located outside of a 1/2 mile buffer, there can be a parkland dedication and a payment in lieu of activation to be paid to Stowe. And then if it's not located within a 1/2 mile buffer, the social gathering space standards have to be met. So the whole intent of this section is just to require, if there's larger subdivision coming in, it's going to be resulting in increased parkland use. So these require for just to cover the additional use of those parks. 1108.05 is tree preservation standards, which is a lot of what you guys would have expertise in. Make sure to include a measurement standard. They measure at 4.5 feet from the ground. We have the tree replacement information, which if they are removing trees that are greater than 12 inches, they would have to pay for those trees. They have to either replace those trees on site or pay the city a fee in lieu for the city to plant those trees elsewhere around the city. And then 1108.06, our landscape and buffer standards, a lot of these apply to the, buffering around developments between commercial and residential and parking lot, landscaping requirements. So I think we just in general cleaned it up. Section G, turned that into a table format, just easier to read. Has individual planting size requirements. And then below that is the planting dimensions. Sorry, I'm on page 11. Yeah, and then the rest of it, generally, again, just buffering between certain property uses and landscaping requirements. There are concerns about requiring so many landscaped islands and parking lots, and how it's maintenance issues and they don't hold up well, so we decrease that amount. Originally, I think it's one island for like 20 parking spaces, or one for 10 parking spaces, so we decreased it to one for 20. Yeah, in general, just want to get any more feedback from you guys.
Forester, is that?
So yeah, I just, that's highlighted because it's gonna change to the city arborist, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that was getting out of something.
I was gonna ask that too.
No. Yeah, so again, just looking for any general feedback. Once you guys are done reviewing, we would ask for a letter of support. We can draft something up for you guys to sign if you want, or you can draft up yourself if you want to do that. But, you know, it would help when it comes down to planning commission and council review.
Who came up with the social gathering space standards?
As our consultant. Yeah,
Any other communities use those?
yeah, they are becoming more common. Yeah, the whole idea is with these larger developments, you want to avoid just prioritizing vehicles. You want to create spaces for people to walk and, congregate, so.
The fee in lieu option on page 9 on this one,
Yeah,
is that fee schedule been established, or are we still working on establishing what that fee is gonna be?
not established yet, but what we are looking at doing is it'd be $550 per tree at 50% of the trees. The $550 is to cover how much it costs us to plant a tree.
We have 50% of the tree.
So if they have to take out 10 trees,
Okay,
then they have to pay for 5 of them to
okay,
the city.
got it.
We're gonna split that with them, just because they're still required to, for plant, or,
This would be, if they're not gonna plant them, they have to, so instead of them
They
having
do.
to plant 10, they would have to pay for 5, is what we're basically saying.
Yeah, and then most of that being cases where they can't really replant them on site,
Uh,
depending on site conditions, they can pay the city.
To plant them elsewhere.
Yeah, but if they don't, so is there do they have the choice of, okay, we don't wanna plant these, even if we don't have the space, we don't wanna plant these, we'll just pay for half of it, because it's cheaper at that point to do it? Do they have that out to do it that way?
They could do that.
Because that's my first thought, is looking at it, is that's just gonna be the route everybody's gonna go. It's like, oh, well, if I can get away with whatever I can do to get away with doing less, because if we're gonna, that's the only thing that I kind of caught when I was looking through it, is I was curious about what that fee schedule would look like and if there was like a reduction in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
feeling
yeah, we're open to changing that. I think the fee at least would be at least $550.
Yeah,
But I gotta get
it's the percentage of it
Yeah.
on where
Okay.
I see that as an easy out for them.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know if anybody has any other thoughts on that one, but
So, I mean, if somebody takes out a tree greater than 24 inches, they're required to replace that with 4 trees. But if they decide not to, they only have to pay for 2 trees for the city. So plant them, is that what I'm understanding? 50% of them? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
so it's either plant 4 on your property or pay us 2 of them and so we can then plant them somewhere else, is what this is bringing out.
Yeah.
And so I understand it from a point of like, we only have so much ability to take on so much, labor and cost on it. So, we don't get swamped with a ton of trees that we can't upkeep at the same time, but
At the same time though, if they were paying for all of them, if somebody took out 50 trees so they paid all that, I mean, I don't see any requirement on the city's end to get those in within an allotted amount of time. Like we can take those funds and
yeah. And
plant them over time.
is there a option to use those funds if they do pay for the city at that point to use those funds for either, not just like replanting, like if it's better used to use those funds for upkeep or some other sort of alternative, like the city's discretion in that point. That's, I know I'm getting into the weeds
Right.
on this one here, but it's almost like where I'm going back on just the 50% of it is like, how could I justify saying, okay, maybe it's not 50%, maybe it's more, but then the city can also use that money and put it towards, maybe existing trees that we've already put in, or things that need trim that we don't have the funds to pay for, that maybe now we do, using that money. Because, Lord knows we're behind on it as is.
Yeah, we need to clarify which budget that's going to go into, but that'll probably determine the flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, good point, Joe.
And then in the same page, just clarifying definitions at this point, who determines what reasonable effort is for number 3? So every reasonable effort shall be made. What is determined to be reasonable effort? Because my definition of reasonable versus yours is going to be.
Yeah, so some of these things say, like as approved by the planning director, but the definition of planning director will also include or their designee.
Okay.
So I would defer to the city arborist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the developer, they can explain why, they can't incorporate these trees for preservation, and then city arborist can review and determine.
Okay. So, but at some point there'd be a city authority or a group of authorities who would have that final say on, do we consider this reasonable or not?
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to actually put that straight in there.
And then, it's probably the same thing where it's be determined by city arborist or whatever group you designated, but, for section C, the prevents development or redevelopment that cannot be designed to protect the tree. Cannot versus won't, it can be done, but it's gonna cost us an extra grand to do so. You're always gonna go on a cheaper route at that point to do it. But is that also something that might be kind of finalized by a group, or again, it's obviously if there's code that says, hey, we can't do it this way, then you can't do it that way. But if it's, hey, the Sheets has 3 different map models to choose from when they do it. Hey, the way we have it, this doesn't fit with our cookie cutter model.
Right.
Well, if you made this change for a little extra money, it would. But
Well, it says the city arborist would determine if that was criteria to exclude it from the preservation. So I think we have, or Jeff would have the say of whether or not it cannot be done.
Okay.
Don't you read it that way?
Yeah, I guess I do read it that way now that you're saying that. So I guess probably the same thing would go for a section above it.
Yeah.
And who, was it a consultant that determined the numbers for the replacement trees in relationship to the diameter?
Yeah, I think that's what they initially recommended.
Okay. Because I know
That's what they worked with.
I know when we brought around, I think I brought up the idea of, hey, how low can we get this number? Because in my opinion, any canopy you're taking down is canopy loss. It's going to take time to regenerate. So the lower you can get that number to get replaced. So I think 10 was what we said, hey, can we get it down there? I'm assuming that was brought up and probably shot down. I was just curious on what the minimum number was. I know 12 is a nice round number, 1 foot, but
Does the law director look at this?
Yes.
I would assume so because of the
Yeah.
legal things.
Yeah, they've been looking at everything.
Because then they said, wow, this won't fly good course.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, we have a whole code chapter on basic procedures, and you can dive into that too. Any other questions right now? I know you guys can obviously take more time to review. If you have, feel free to email us or call.
I think honestly, for me personally, I like a lot of it.
Yeah. I mean, especially compared to what we have now, which is
Right.
Nothing,
really
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, no, for sure.
So,
Anything
Yeah,
better than nothing.
yeah.
Like, as the tree hugger that I am, it would have been nice to have something in place before, like, the facilities on season. So having that in before
yeah,
some of those remaining parcels get developed would be nice. To
Yeah.
have some recoup there, but, yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that maybe is worth, that I would like to maybe discuss with Jeff and the rest of the guys is maybe that fee, the 50%. Do we think that should be higher? Do you think that's fair? Because to me, I see it as it's gonna cost more for them to, they're gonna say, well, it's gonna cost more for us to plant 50 trees and maintain them on our property if we took down that many, versus just paying for 25 and wiping our hands clean of it. And now it's the city's responsibility to figure out how to do it. And you've kind of lost what that area, the canopy of what that area was, and hopefully regenerating that over 25, 50 years into the future where they can just kind of say, well, it's not our problem. We paid our fee. We're good.
Yeah, I could see the city getting dumped with a lot of plantings.
Yeah. And I just,
Because developers go with the easiest.
and anytime you ever offer that alternative for cash, it's a necessity. There's no doubt about it. But anytime I think of like the way the carbon credits and stuff like that work, where it's just easier to pay it off and have somebody deal with it, and then the system gets so overwhelmed and doesn't actually know what to do with the money, or I don't actually have the ability to plant 500 trees that have been torn down, that, replacements, because you guys all just paid it for us. And then are we wasting the funds that are being given to us by not being able to kind of hold up our end of the bargain based on what it says? Yeah. I think that'd be a discussion I'd like to have, but
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I'm thrilled that we're getting something.
Yeah.
No doubt. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not.
No, I know. Yeah, depending on, I'll confirm which budget that fee would go into, and I'll determine how flexible it would be. So.
Jeff has a question.
On page 14, the table at the bottom of the page should really be attached to the table at the top of the following page. Otherwise, those three columns don't make any sense.
Oh, it is. It just cut off because of the page.
So in
The
a big,
table.
on an actual big PDF.
Yeah.
it probably would
Okay.
fit.
Yeah, because if you see on the side of the table was A.
It didn't wrap it in.
Yeah. It just got cut off.
Oh, yeah.
And can you point me to, because I'm just losing. I remember last time we looked at these, there were a few layouts of what like parking lot landscaping would look like. What page?
Yeah.
All the way towards the end.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's more on like page 20.
20, 23.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. 21 and 20 through 23.
Right here, yeah.
So I can't remember, we said it was originally every 10 spaces.
Every 10, yeah.
Now we've upped it to 20.
Yeah.
And do we
Yeah.
still support kind of the designs that we have laid out, that they kind of laid out for us? I know that was a talking point the last time we had this come up. Because like, instead of having the one big strip versus the little fragmented islands, I know that was something we discussed last time too. There were some opinions, but we also had, what was her name from Barberton Tree? She was here, gave a lot of good advice. I didn't know if anybody had any strong opinions on that one way or another.
just from a practical standpoint, like option B at the bottom there would be a snow plowing nightmare.
Right,
And
I was thinking of
so would the top one. I mean, I know we get more plant material in that way, but those little islands are gonna get salted and they're gonna get whammed with snow plows, and they don't have anywhere to put the snow.
might be something worth, I don't know if we have, that might be something worth discussing with people who are more, I mean, city workers who do the plow, who've done plowing
Yeah,
themselves,
no,
on what
I
their,
mean-
on what their opinion, I know they don't do it for private lots, but
Yeah,
they
I
might
know
have an
somebody
opinion
that-
on what their thought might be on just looking at that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be hesitant on like prohibiting islands.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, because also we require 5% of the parking lot to be, of the interior parking lot to be landscaped. So it's open for them to provide just by end caps and like maybe a large median or, combination of all three.
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, these are gonna be private lots with their own private contractors. It's not our, if they wanna do it that way and realize then winter comes around and they're like, oh crap, our contractor's kinda pissed at us for. Not too bad, sorry.
I wonder if sometimes I wonder if architects ever take in consideration any of that, and I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I don't think they, okay, the mower decks.
How does mechanic likes,
Six.
like engineers, you know, they,
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
it's 60 inches, and so they finally have these trees at 50 inches from the curb, and you got a 60-inch mower or something like that, and it becomes a nightmare to mow around, or they need to have some architect that had done that for a little while,
Right.
start designing, because then they know. Have life experience.
Yeah.
Was there, any consideration into doing some sort of drainage built into these islands for watering of the plants, basically by rainwater runoff? I mean, the idea is you're gonna be putting very hardy,
Yeah,
tolerant species.
Isn't that on 22?
That's why
The rain
I may
garden?
have missed it, that's what I was
I
asking.
think that's what they're giving an option for. I think that.
But on 22,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
talking
rain
I
garden.
mean, that's like what they've done at Dick's.
Yeah,
Yes, they
with
did.
yeah.
although
Oh.
they did plant plants in there that the deer really like.
Well, that's, you're gonna play that game, you're not playing anything for the rest of your life.
They eat everything.
Also-
Let's just introduce.
Well, they
them.
don't realize how many deer over there, there's a ton of deer over there.
Deer
Forgot to mention also
There you
on
go.
Cullen.
page 24 and 25. So we added in natural landscape areas, and this is mostly for residential lots where they're kind of doing these wild yards. It's becoming issues with our tall grass ordinance, and we get complaints and it's like we gotta cut it. So we're actually gonna have some standards in here, setbacks that apply. They'll have to do like a landscape plan, a maintenance plan. They'll have to be defined by some type of border or edging so that we can actually have something to enforce, so.
Yeah, and I'm assuming a lot of that's probably coming from starting with like the no mow may, and that's just leaving it and letting it go.
Yeah, I mean, like they'll get like these certificates online,
Yeah,
They'll plant in the yard. But,
Natural area.
yeah,
Restricted
yeah,
mowing, yeah,
yeah,
restricted
pretty
mowing.
much. Yeah, we get a lot of complaints about it. So,
Just
there's a
saw
way to do it
Someone
right, just
yesterday
letting it go is not, that's not what that is.
Right.
Don't talk about it, right?
So this isn't necessarily, like, we're not saying you can't we're not saying you can't eliminate your lawn, we're saying you can turn your lawn completely into a wildflower garden if you want, but you gotta have a plan, you can't just say, I'm not cutting my grass anymore.
yeah, there's some setbacks.
Certified not wildlife habitat.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, there's a difference.
yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yeah. Up to, can occupy no more than 50% of the pervious surface. Yeah.
I think you
No more
guys
than-
did a good job on this.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The goal is to limit the pests for neighbors.
This is front yard or is it front and back?
Front and back, just lot area in general.
So if I want, the 50% of the pervious surfaces excluding natural wooded areas. So if I want to work on restoring my wooded areas and doing a succession plan at that point, I could do that and still be able to cut my lawn in half if I wanted to.
Yeah.
After that time. So this is just strictly like lawn that I'm letting go without much of a plan. And even if I submit a plan and do actually try to do the right thing, I can't do more than half.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
So at any time, basically half of the yard is gonna have to be lawn unless it's all wooded.
And then it's gotta be at least the front 15.
Well, that perimeter that
Setback
we have
from
to
the road.
have is gonna take up a
Oh,
fair
setback off the road?
percentage.
Yeah, yeah.
15
so
setback from
15
property lines.
Yeah, 15 feet from property lines, from buildings, from the right of way, private street.
15.
It's probably not gonna be any side yards. Not a lot of side yards will be able
Yeah.
to fit anything.
Is that,
Larger lots,
Yeah.
certainly, but, I mean, most of the complaints we get from like the typical subdivisions where it's just
Right.
right up against everyone's property line,
They're basically just not mowing it. They're like, we're just gonna let it go, but
Yeah.
and then you drive out there and you're like, oh.
It's not my neighborhood.
Yeah.
My neighborhood's a totally different neighborhood. It's
Is it?
not a subdivision.
is,
It's older than I am.
I might be speaking out of turn here at this point, but is
That's
15
your
feet off
judge.
any building or structure a little too strict? Could that be reduced to like 10? I feel like everything's 10.
Like from their own structure, like from their house?
That's the way I read that, is that
Yeah.
15 feet off my house, I can't,
Yeah,
I mean,
and some of this was copied from, I think, Talmadge and Akron, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the goal is just to prevent pests from getting in the house. So
Yeah.
that's-
If they want in, they're gonna
I
get in.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that, I just,
Yeah, I think if you're doing this if you're actually coming up with a plan, you want it probably up to your foundation almost like, or incorporating with your landscape plan, like up to your foundation planting.
yeah, I'm taking wild ginger on and Pennsylvania sedge all on the right side. I'm just taking the whole right side of my house and turning it into that. It's not, I'm not just letting it go,
Right.
but I'm basically eliminating the right side of the house. Oh, it's just washing out, so I need erosion control that way. So I mean, I'm fine with it, but I almost would love to have the option or the understanding that if with someone who can demonstrate that they're clearly not doing enough research to be like, hey, here is my plan.
Yeah.
I want to take the side of my yard that is, here's my yard and then it's woods afterwards. There's no one on the side of my house for 100 feet.
Right.
But based on this code, I can't actually do anything up to 15 feet away from my own house.
Yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, because you can landscape, I can put a mulch bed around the side of my house and plant stuff there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What would be the difference in that
Yeah.
regard?
Yeah, I
A
think,
border?
what's that?
A border, like, I'm just saying, like, how
Yeah,
are
just
people
like
gonna just come
yeah.
around and come try to get around that
Yeah, I
aspect
think,
of it? Are we?
just also be able to maintain around your house and the foundation if you need to, and prevent any pests from getting in, so. Just kind of create that separation, but. Yeah,
Who's
I
gonna,
get it.
who's gonna enforce this?
Yeah.
It's in the zoning code, so. I'll be
I had
honest.
a neighbor who didn't mow his lawn for 2.5 months and nothing happened, so I wouldn't worry if you have.
Oh, yeah, I'm not, I'm literally, pun intended, I'm in the weeds at this point, but, I'm just, that part of it catches me where it's basically saying like, hey, you have to be 15 feet, like, do I need zoning approval to do landscaping on my yard? It's kind of like, do I need to make sure I get out there with a measuring tape that's where and again,
It seems a
is
little
it probably ever
restrictive to me.
actually gonna get enforced if
Yeah.
I go and plant a bunch of stuff on the side of my house, actually nice, not just let everything go, but actually plant stuff nice on the side of my house? Is anybody gonna call? No, probably not, but
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
the only,
yeah,
that's the only
yeah.
tricky part I see about that. Cause I totally get what you're saying. It's my gripe that's conservation's always been my passion. That's been my gripe with the no-mow movement or the pollinator movement. It's just, I just don't have to mow my yard. It's like, it doesn't work that way. It's not,
You gotta be intentional.
Yeah, you have to be intentional. There's no, the Parks Department, the Metro Parks don't just buy a property and say, job done. We don't ever have to come out here again. There's management that's involved. I just don't want to discourage people who truly want to do true management on their property. Not that there's gonna be a ton, but there will be, I bet. I don't want to discourage them from basically running into code at that point that says, well, I have this dead area
I
around my
mean,
house that I can't
you
do
think
anything.
about a normal subdivision house, when you get 15 feet off of the road and you get 15 feet off property lines, that leaves a pretty small chunk of their front
Yeah, it
yard
does.
once
Yeah.
you're next to the driveway, next to the house.
You
You know, there's a very small
Yeah.
square in the middle of their yard that's,
And they're already limited by probably their HOA and whatnot to begin with, so.
Yeah.
I totally agree with the purpose of it, because again, there are plenty of
It's
people
getting more and
who
more common
don't.
too.
It's getting extremely common. It's like you
Yeah.
said, you can go on and just print out the certified wildlife habitat, and there's really no
Yeah.
proof that you do that.
Right.
The intent's good. I have the Summit Metro Park growing a wild backyard thing, because I'm doing a whole native bed in my backyard. I'm not just letting my grass go, I'm being intentional with it, but that's not what. Jeff's had it out for me since but that's the only thing that I see on that is it going to, I don't want that to be a headache down the line for the small majority of people who do want to do it the right way and then get discouraged or run into an issue because they get in a dispute with a neighbor who knows the code better than they do.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Any other thoughts on this so far? Okay, all right, well, yeah, we'll let you guys review some more. So there's, as far as our timeline, we have steering committee meeting just on the entire code update this Wednesday at 6 p.m. We're gonna have a public open house to go over everything at the community center on the 22nd. I can email you guys this timeline too, so if you guys wanna show up, let's check it out. And then we intend to take this to planning commission early October, and then hopefully council right after that. So appreciate you guys reviewing. Letter of support would be fantastic if you guys want to do that. Again, we can send you just a template if you want, but I'll let you guys handle that. Let me know if you want me to send you anything. So,
Okay.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Thanks for all the work you do on this. It's great. Excited to have something in place.
Yeah.
Monthly articles, October, I've got to do one for the Akron Children's Hospital tree, so I'll work on that. I have a few things to cover later in the agenda. November, Andy's supposed to do tree benefits, kind of a general thing. Laura, your tree recycling for December. And January is still open just to take people to the tree management plan, which is actually right on the very first page of our, it's right there. So people can download that now, but
do we have September handled?
well, it's passed. I think they've already sent those out, right? They usually send it out the first of the month as far as I know.
I think they do another cutoff. What?
I wanna say
The
it's like,
11th?
yeah, so you have like 3 days.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Okay.
Unless Jeff, you wanna throw something
Yeah, if
together
you want
and
to do
send
one,
it
you
over
want to
to.
introduce
website.
yourself?
No.
I was gonna say, you can
Oh,
introduce
you
got
yourself.
enough to do.
That'd be great.
Oh, let's interview you.
Yeah.
You could just do a picture of yourself and then like a little bit about yourself and your
That
experience.
sounds fun. All right.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
I think you should do it, Jeff.
Should we vote on this?
Direct line to his desk.
No.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Home cell phone.
Oh, this is not working. I don't know why.
Did you already press the, hold it down like that?
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
I did.
maybe unplug it,
Maybe I
plug it
have to
back
hold
in.
it again.
I'm gonna move so I can see.
Yeah, you can move now. We got
Gosh, are we
chairs
having a
up
good
here.
time watching you?
Can I unplug it?
Yeah, maybe unplug and try it again. You know, we had it really ready to go
Yeah, it was all
there.
queued up and now we,
I was impressed that it worked that quickly for you. I was like, oh, here we go.
it's supposed to be blue, right?
Mm-hmm. It looks like you have to hold something down.
Mhm. There's no lights on this thing.
It looks like there's an on-off switch on the side.
Yeah, it's on. Yep, it's on. There are no lights. Maybe it's dead.
You wanna try a different one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it supposed to do?
Connect to the TV.
Oh, okay, sure.
We used to use HDMI cords, but that's old school now.
Okay.
Now we're using
Right now.
this, which doesn't work.
Before we move on to the topic, for a future monthly article, and I'm willing to write it or not, I would love to do one on, the beech leaf disease that's going around with the, I mean, it's bad. And I know we've talked about doing oak wilt, and I think we've pushed that back a few, and I don't see, as many trees as you guys do, like up close and personal.
I think
David,
most
it's just-
people are a lot of people that I talk to, they're all like, you know, I got this oak and, you know, I want to prune it, but I know I got to wait until December.
Yeah.
And like, they seem to be aware that that's a thing now.
It seems to be, which is totally, I still think the education is important. It just is, the beech disease is getting, to me, it seems crazy. Everywhere I go, it seems, especially, I mean, I know
You see
Ohio's
it?
one, I see it pretty bad. I see the lining underneath it from the nematodes.
I've
and
seen the
everything.
lines for years and never really, never saw any kind of real issue with it, but you'd see the banding in the leaves.
Yeah.
I can see big declines in
I-
the beach. I drove by a beach woods, it was so much light hitting the floor, it was
Yeah.
pitiful.
It all
And
started.
you don't see that in the beach woods, no way.
Yeah. And it's wild, this is nematode.
Yes,
I know.
and it's
Strange.
spread wind, rain, animals, like it's,
Yeah.
and there's no true cure yet. I mean, I hope is you can get some resistance genetically. I know fungicide is like the big kind of to help. It helps. It's not a
Well-
cure, but it does help.
Surprised, I mean, they'll develop a nematicide eventually to kill the nematode. But it's still gonna be a treatment, and tree treatments are so expensive.
Oh, yeah, it's not even, like,
Unless they come up with a good, soil drench that'll work,
yeah,
where you just like kind of pouring like a bucket of water around the base of the tree
mm,
and it systemically takes it up. If they find something that is effective that way, but if you're talking about injections or spraying, like big trees, it's just unpractical to spray.
no.
And injections
if
are
you have enough money and you have
expensive.
one beach on your property that you love, then yeah,
Sure.
if you got the money to spend, do it. But it feels like something like that it is to me. I mean, I see it, and I know you're gonna make a comment here. When I did my breeding bird census for the summer at Goodyear Metro Park in Akron, I mean, it's a very heavy beech forest, and the most mature are hitting and pretty bad, and all the understory, all the small 10, 15-year-old are dead.
Wow.
It's a doornail. It's crazy.
Like they leafed out and they're
Leafed
gone
out,
brown.
they're dead. They've gone brown. They've dropped their leaf by June. It's
Wow.
nuts.
Yeah.
Now, on my road, funny thing is the neighbor's trees look so much different than across the road and down the road, the beach that are down the road. It's got nematodes, you can see it in the leaves, but it's like full canopy compared to the ones across the road, which are half canopies. And I wonder, is there something different about this one?
Hopefully.
Won't know for a number of years.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
So is that the February article?
I'm willing, I don't know.
How about, why don't we just put you on January, because there's no one assigned for that, and we can talk about tree management plan anytime.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, would it be better to talk about that during the growing season so people can look at it and
Yeah, like
see,
a March,
aware.
and see beech trees and say, oh, gosh,
Yeah.
or just so they know.
whatever people would. think
I'm
is
wondering
better.
if,
I'm up for
May,
either.
June would
I
be
don't think it's a
better.
bad idea to write it and get it out there, and then we can always
Revisit.
re-highlight it later on. Hey,
Let's do it
References again.
in, January.
Holden Arboretum had someone had an article done, and they were interviewing some of the arborists at Holden, and they were talking about like they're expecting.
I think it was discovered in Lake County.
Yeah, and it originated in Ohio. We're
Yeah.
the worst of it by
Oh, yeah.
far.
Yeah.
I think it's in about 13 states, maybe a little less by now, but we're ground zero. I mean, it's bad.
I've noticed some just in the national park, Blue Hen Falls, when I hiked that a couple months ago.
I mean,
There were a lot of small beech trees that looked dead.
even the big ones, they are not full. You can see it sometimes from a mile away. And I'm almost wondering, like at the time, with fungus or something else, you look, there's some banding, it's like, son of a gun. And it's almost like, I don't, not to get morbid about it, but it almost feels like if anybody's gonna be the too late area, it's gonna be the initial area, but still, there are some practices that people say that can help at least protect or reduce the risk.
Like anything,
But
that
at the end of the day, there's not much.
clean the leaves up from behind it, but I'm in the forest, that's not practical by
Yeah.
any means.
They've
No.
started doing canopy reduction where they're basically they're trying to isolate the beaches a little more to prevent the spread from bud to bud, from branch to branch. But again, if it spreads still by wind and water, you're delaying it.
All depends on, and I'm sure a wet spring like this, when we had leaf out and it was raining all the time, I'm sure that increased the spread.
Mhm.
Well, they're already in the leaves.
They
They're
get the buds.
in the
But
buds.
Yeah, but if we have a dry spring, then they're not gonna spread to the tree next to them nearly as easily.
Yeah, but from what I understand, they enter the bud way in a different time than spring.
They enter the bud, they do it
They
now.
enter the bud and they do the damage for the new leaves that come out. But that's where they then spread from there. So if they're not there, if we don't have wet springs when they're there, then they won't spread as much. But I
They
assume,
migrate inside the tree, they go up for xylem, what do they do?
no, they get spread wind, water, bugs. I think they said,
The Forest Service did a really good article on this.
they'll spread in frass.
Here's the Forest Service article.
We had a woman on Goldfinch call last week, and she had 3 trees that she suspected,
Yeah.
she suspected, had beech leaf disease and, was having an arborist come out and take a look at them. Yeah,
I'm sure it does.
probably.
I mean, I'm right next to it. Like I said, all the beaches in my neighborhood have it. But like I said, that one beach that's nice is so much different looking than the rest of them. But none of them, I mean, a lot of them don't cut. I got one next to the garage. It's full of it. It doesn't touch,
Yeah.
Nearest tree is 100.
I was gonna say, when you do your article, put a picture of like what a normal tree is supposed to look like and what an infected tree
Yeah.
looks like. Because like as someone who doesn't have any knowledge on that, I wouldn't
for
even know
sure.
what I'm looking for.
Right, you just take
yeah.
pictures. We have pictures of the leaves too.
The
Yeah.
banding
The
from
banding
back there.
is,
Um,
I'm sure the article from Holden has all
yeah,
that.
there's tons, the
Oh,
ID,
sure.
yeah, for sure, we
Good.
had something.
There's
And
all
what,
kinds of pictures.
Mhm.
the thing I wanted
Yeah.
to, the thing I wanted to include is like to give it a little more purpose to, not just education wise. I know that there's an app, I think it's called Tree Snap, where they ask if people can identify that they have a beech, a native or not, because it affects all of them, even though it really gets ours work harder, to take photos of it, because that's how they're trying to find resistant individuals.
There's a lot of Europeans on this city center complex.
Oh god, yeah, there's tons of them. But I know that the app at least asks, hey,
Like take the
if
picture.
you have one that you think is resistant, or even if you have one that's infected, take a photo of it and upload it. And if it's tagged away, that's how they're hoping to try to ID some that are at least genetically resistant to it so that they can do, like they're doing, kind of like what they're doing with the chestnut, to try to at least hybridize it at that point, to select for whatever genomes it can for some immunity. But yeah, no, I totally will include some stuff on that.
Didn't they believe it come from beaches from other
Oh,
parts of the world?
yeah, it's, I think Asia, I thought. It's all, yeah, it's all from the old world. It's how it
Well, they say that a lot of it has to do with our environment's the same basically as it's China's.
Yeah.
And so that's why all this stuff does well here.
Yeah.
It's because it's like being at home.
real quick, not to take up too much more time. Life cycle. Leaf gall nematodes spend the fall and the winter in the buds at the end of the twigs. There, between the bud scales, they feed on the bud tissue, lay eggs, and build their population. In the spring, the leaves emerging from these buds have the characteristic bands with darker green color indicating the presence of nematodes. The number of nematodes in those bands increases dramatically as the growing season progresses. In the summer and in early fall, there is a dispersal period when nematodes migrate to the newly formed buds. And that's basically the life cycle for how.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Now, what requirements do they need to move? Or are there any requirements? Does it say anything about it?
As far as
What's
like,
better, or what's better for us and
Yeah,
what's
like,
worse for them?
is this drought that we've been in for the last month gonna be better?
as far as
Or
as
they
far
don't
as
know?
for this section, and this is coming from Cornell's College of Agriculture, they are talking about how the management is to, it says here in the management section that to help is basically improving tree health and minimizing stress. So they do recommend during the dry periods watering the root area of the tree, avoid using sprinklers to that wet the foliage and all that stuff, thinning out the canopy. It doesn't say exactly. Here it is. These bands of gall. The symptom is most noticeable when the leaves are held up to the sun and become more obvious. No, never mind. That's not what it was. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily say.
They don't.
Lower branches are often more severely affected than the upper part of the tree canopy. The higher humidity and lower light penetration in the lower canopy appear to create an environment that fosters nematode development. So more humid, wet, most likely, especially in the spring when they're emerging, probably is a more.
I wonder if they can develop a room in.
So Carrie, to your point of having the images side by side.
Yeah.
I think we did the same for the oak wilt as
Oak
well.
wilt,
And
yeah.
then I recall, like, that was what, maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Putting those images side and
Yeah,
side.
just
helps
like as someone
people.
who
Of
doesn't
course.
really know, that kind of at least gives you a visual, be like,
Visual,
okay, this
yeah.
does look off, like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, if there's any, of course, the resources available to inform people some more about, what to look out for, the early signs, things like that. I think that definitely helps. So, because some of these new ones, it's always going to be a learning curve for everyone,
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to take up too much time. That was
No,
one to bring up.
we'll put you down for January.
So
The press.
January,
is
right?
gonna go the way of the elm.
Last time, it was brought up about making sure the website is updated so that the QR code takes us to the right, so that if we're on the website, we can still get to where the QR code takes us. Has anyone checked? Because I looked and I thought it did.
I
think-
checked it after I watched your guys' last meetings, I wasn't here. And when I scanned it, it did take me to that part of the website, so
To the
I'm wondering
commission
if
page or to
maybe
the urban forestry page?
it,
I thought it took
Yeah,
to the urban forestry page, not the commission.
because I,
Yeah, that's
Thought-
my remembering too.
see, when I scanned it, I thought it took us to
This is
the
where it takes you.
commission page.
This is where it takes you. This page right here is where it takes you to.
Okay,
And that's the
The
urban
tree
forestry page.
pruning,
No, like,
just this page.
yeah, that
Just the
page.
urban
The
on
QR
the
code
street.
takes you right to here.
It takes you right to the.
Oh, okay, so
right at the
okay,
top. So
okay.
that's
Well,
where it
then,
takes you to.
then,
That's good.
so
Then
that's where you
that's what we
wanted to
want.
go,
That's where
right?
we- yeah, that's
Okay,
where-
but
I just wanted to
this-
make sure, I'm like, hold on.
So after we met, I also noticed that it's been addressed.
Okay.
I think, so now it's supposed to be working better. So I'm just checking it again here to be sure that everything, but from the last time after our meeting, it looks like everything was.
Okay, good.
And also I saw that the big tree contest, the
Yeah.
winners, there was that asterisk with the information, because we talked about it as well. It was also addressed. I think it was addressed immediately, so kudos to. So if you scroll all
Yes,
the way down, you see
somebody,
that.
the numbers are in feet, not,
I noticed that too.
Yeah, they
So-
adjusted
So
that.
they got everything just after our meeting, everything was addressed, so, yeah.
Okay, so continue to look at the website. We're not gonna spend more time on that.
Where, I'm sorry, the 2025 contest entries, where do those go?
I think it's right above that, isn't it?
Yeah,
You mean like
It
where
needs to go up,
where did the
like,
submissions
above
go?
it.
you see
Like
the
who-
nomination
who's getting
form.
them?
There it
Right,
is.
right there.
I thought we said it was
Nomination
going.
form.
Carrie, where are the submissions going?
I
to?
think they're supposed to be, are they coming to you, Bob? I forget where we were
I
sending
haven't
them.
received a single one.
That was my question, because I haven't received anything either.
Yeah.
So maybe nobody submitted,
I
I
say,
don't know,
I will
I'll
have the girls from the
take a look
website
at it.
check. Click
I'll
on
put
the
it in.
nomination form real quick and just see.
Just put a fake one in. Just put test. Let's see if it goes somewhere.
Sure. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
You want
Alright,
me to?
if you
Yeah,
want to
just do like a, or put your
Yeah,
information in,
yeah,
Bob,
here's Phil, and yeah.
Okay.
just because it'll fill it in automatically for you.
social security number.
You got all the required ones filled, then just send it.
I just sent one.
You
Did you just send one? Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, so you just said one. So yeah, I think on the
No,
back
it
end.
doesn't say that thanks for your submission or
Okay,
anything.
all right,
So I don't know if it went or not.
yeah, let's test it out.
Oh, picture of
Because
the tree
Bob,
is
it was supposed to
required.
come to
So
you,
you'll have to-
right?
Oh,
You'll just have to attach some
Yeah.
kind of picture, but
Did
Yeah.
you check the receive an email copy of the form?
I didn't know that we made a requirement for a tree
Picture
to
of a
be.
tree is
Uh-huh.
required.
Well, that's why.
that's why.
Well, here, let me send some picture of a tree.
You have one on your phone?
Yeah,
Well, this is actually invasive, but
A tree.
it doesn't matter.
Invasive.
okay, that looked like it's sent maybe.
I'll check my email here. Okay, I'm gonna go on that.
So Bob, for the 2024 entries, they were coming all the way to you, right? 2024.
Mine-
No, those went to Sue.
They went to Sue. Okay, so
Yeah,
this
so
time
this
around-
one was gonna go to me. 2025 is
Yeah, I
gonna
thought
go to me.
we set it up for you, Bob. I'm
Okay.
wondering
I
if
never
we
did.
It
haven't.
says it was
This is
submitted
before Jeff was in his
successfully.
position.
Sure, exactly, okay.
I've never gotten it, unless it goes to my junk and I haven't seen it, but I
Oh,
check my
no.
junk.
50 trees sitting in your
Yeah.
junk.
I check my junk, so I don't know.
All right.
I'll double check.
I'll double check tomorrow too, just to see where it's going.
They can go to me now if.
Yes,
if-
yeah.
Yeah, we can have
Okay.
it adjusted to
Well,
Jeff.
Thank you.
Maybe one thing we should have done was test it.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Okay, let's move on. We still have a few more things to cover here. Pop-ups in the park. Who did the pop-ups in the park last time? Laura and
I did.
Joe and a whole bunch of you.
Sorry.
Oh,
not-
good.
Not
No,
not the
no.
last one, sorry, I thought you meant
Yeah,
in
the two
general.
of us
Oh,
did
the
it.
last one, okay.
Well, we can talk about it in general too, but first let's talk about the August one.
It
How'd it
was
go?
very good. And
But
I think a lot of people discovered that there was an urban forestry commission.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah.
I brought some of the chunks of wood I had with the limbs and stuff, so
Uh-huh.
we did had the trimming stuff there, but we didn't really, I explained to them how the wood worked and if you're gonna prune a tree, to make sure you
Branch collar and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flush cut.
you're
There's a lot of good
outside of
interaction
where
there.
the trunk
Yeah.
wood
Good.
is.
Yeah,
So that's a good prop, like we got them, so they're about this tall. and
yeah.
We had one child that wanted to take one home.
Yeah, he did.
Aw.
He really did. He wanted that so badly. Well, we were out of cookies. And
Aw.
so, and we tried to sell all of the magnets, but they wanted the cookies. They didn't want the magnets.
So we still have
We have
the
some.
old magnets.
We have
Well,
some.
you know,
but-
we'll just keep
We
on
still
giving
have a
them
lot
out
of the other
until they.
magnets too in the basement.
We
I'll
know
look
what
at
happened.
now exactly how many, but I only put in so many per Dang.
I feel that these pop-up in the parks have been the best exposure
Yeah.
that we have had with the community, the people. Yes, we've had exposure when we've handed them a tree and they've said, thank you, but not like this.
Yeah,
These
I
people
agree.
stopped and
I agree.
talked and I
Yeah,
would just think that it really was one of the best.
Well, I think the pop-ups also, you don't have a lot of competition,
Yeah.
so
Right.
that helps out
Yeah.
a
It's
lot.
just Stowe, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
so,
yeah.
you know, there's a half a dozen things you can
And they're
look
local,
at.
they're local. It's not like people are driving from
Sure.
across the
Right,
city
right.
to it. They're walking down.
And they didn't
Right.
have to go very far and
Right.
they're right in their own
Make that-
place there.
Yeah, when I've done the community showcase a couple times, it was just, people from Talmadge and, oh, I don't live in Stowe, and so it kind of was
Right,
weird.
that's
It
true.
was not good for our commission, as far as.
Plus, there's all this other stuff that,
Yeah, people were selling glass
Are they
block
done?
windows and other
Pop
stuff.
up in the parks, are they done?
They're done,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're done.
Yeah.
They just do them for the
Yeah,
summer
for
for 3
summer.
months.
So
And it
let's,
was a good experience,
Okay,
I
good.
think.
good. Did we sell the chip clip magnets too? I mean, get rid of them? Did we distribute those?
We did.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they are, well, I can't remember whether we packed any up or
Okay.
not.
I think there was only like a handful, there wasn't a lot left.
They must be all
Yeah,
gone then.
I think there was like a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I
Those
was,
were high demand, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next thing is the Akron Children's Hospital holiday tree. I had sent you this
yeah,
list.
I was gonna buy that
Okay,
this morning, but I didn't have time.
okay.
So I will buy that. if
Oh,
that,
all right.
If that is really what
Those
you
are the
want.
kind, yeah, we don't have a lot to choose from as far as when I did the search there as far as animals. I think it's a little hokey, but we don't have a lot of.
well,
I don't think it's.
Just-
I think it's nice.
I think it fits the thing.
Okay.
It fits the theme a hundred
it goes
percent.
with our
Yeah.
thing.
Let me go back to the whole list though.
Now, do you want me to have them put this on the website as people can purchase them?
I will, as soon as we go over these, so, I don't know if you guys looked at all the faux birds.
I did.
Do we need to, I don't wanna get, these are.
I'm biting my
You're the
tongue
expert.
already. I'm biting my tongue already.
Okay. These are I'm most concerned about the price.
Anything very.
You get a dozen for $19, they're gonna be cheap and chintzy. We don't want that either.
Yeah.
They look really nice there, but are they gonna be lame, facsimiles? We don't want that.
Well, they don't look that nice on the close-ups.
Well, and you don't really have an
Couldn't tell that
explanation
from a
of
real
what they're
bird.
made
Couldn't
of.
Tell the difference.
No.
You can't really.
So if you wanna look at those a little bit more at home and just send me and say, hey, Bob, take this one off the list. I'm not married to any of these. I'm not gonna get a commission on any of these. So, I just want us to pick quality stuff that's gonna make the tree look decent, and then we can move on.
And sometimes you can tell, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah, sometimes you can, right.
Sometimes the
And
best thing for Amazon too is if someone purchased it and they like used it, if they put their own picture on there, so you can see like, oh, this is actually what it looks like.
Not the touched up.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and just for whenever I buy stuff, I always do 4 stars or higher.
Yeah.
So these are all 4 stars or higher, so you can see that they're 4.5, so they're probably okay, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I bought these faux fur ones last year, and they were
Those are
really
cute little
cute. They were great, and they were cheap, and a dozen for $20 or something. Those were cute. I guess we have raccoons there too.
Those are cute.
Yeah, so, okay. Well, again, you can look at that. Again, let me know. I'm just glad we can get a scoop.
I'll try to see if I can find any too, and I'll send them.
Please do. We can add them to the list, yeah.
So are you trying to go for like, not the cheapest thing in the world, but also like,
Quality. I'm just
Quality.
looking for quality.
okay.
And I did not get there, but I was going to make the suggestion or try to get there. Go to Target to ask if we could get a tree.
Okay,
If they would give it to, they're very, for other things,
Very giving.
they're very giving.
okay, okay.
And I don't know whether they'll
Is-
do it or not.
Is Baptiste?
But I'm not sure who to talk to
No.
up there.
They're not doing it? Okay.
No, they wanted to give us a tree that was used where the lights were burned out. And I don't know if you've ever taken lights off of a
Yeah, it's a
pre-lit
pain in the
tree.
butt.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And I just said, I
Yeah.
don't, we don't have the time.
What about Suncrest? Do they do trees? Or is that just a
They
piece?
probably do.
Because aren't they, isn't there a whole thing with them coming to?
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'll look
So
and see
if
they do.
somebody can, that was my request at the last meeting,
Okay,
that we need a tree, because
okay.
we don't have one.
And you want
I
it
know
pre-lit.
that.
Pre-lit, it has to be pre-lit, it has to be
Yeah.
LED.
And I forget, what was the height requirement?
About
Less than-
6
about
to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Lowe's would.
Um,
I don't know if anybody's tried.
I
it.
do too.
Lowe's.
Yeah, I thought about Lowe's too. They.
Does somebody want
Who's
to
in town?
work on that? Because I tried Hobby Lobby and Meyer and it struck out.
Maybe I'll send an email
So I'm
tomorrow
wondering
and
if it's
attach you on it
chains.
with me, Jeff. And I'll just say like, I'm reaching out as like the Secretary of Urban Forestry. I mean, that's what I did for us for Lepos and it worked out, so. See if I can get a contact over there.
At Lowe's? Okay.
Because we use them for the city, I mean, all the time.
I was gonna say, they
So,
too give to the,
They've probably got
Yeah.
trees up already.
Probably,
Probably
probably.
do.
So I'll
Probably
send him
close.
a message tomorrow and I'll attach Jeff and I'll attach you, Bob, too.
Thanks.
So that we can just
Okay.
see. I mean, I always feel like it doesn't ever hurt to ask,
Yeah.
so,
Or say no, no big deal. We're in
Right.
the same boat.
right.
Now Hobby Lobby, did you tell them it was for an anti-gay Christmas tree? We're live, aren't we?
yes, we are. Maybe they didn't hear you. You know, you're lit up. You show up when you talk. Oh, dear.
Next item, Stowe holiday tree at Woodland. We talked about giving them a bunch of tree cookies that they could decorate. So we need to secure a tree. So it would be here in the atrium, from what I
Yeah.
understand. Is that what we
Mhm.
said?
So
Do
we
we-
need 2 trees.
So we need, this is property of the city of Stowe.
We would keep.
So we would keep for next year. So
Okay.
it's just, we can take the, tree cookies over there. Is there somebody that would like to spearhead this, project?
We have to get more tree cookies.
Are we,
Well, Jeff's
have
got quite a bit.
Yeah,
He's got-
You have more over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because
so we can,
we were,
I have a
Just
file
somebody
cabinet
just-
with a, I don't know. I
There's
don't know how
probably
many
at
in a
least 10
bag.
bags,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a bunch of bags of them.
I think I still have some down in the basement too.
They were hid from us.
I know that as far as I'm concerned, those magic markers can be thrown out or be used on something else because they don't work on the
Okay.
tree cookie at all.
Okay,
Well,
Hardly,
you gotta-
hardly showed up on it.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to shake them, don't you?
you have to push down on them, like, because they're
Yeah.
paint pens, so,
Well, you might try them again, but the kiddos I had tried taking the time to do it.
yeah, it didn't work for them.
Well, they got frustrated right away. I mean, it just didn't work.
And if they're paint pens and they're, take a little bit more effort, they may not have that effort.
A tree we
And those
planted-
pop-ups in the park just don't work for me.
A tree we planted across the street with woodland needs replaced. It didn't make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I
it's-
wondered about that when we were putting it in. I thought, it didn't look good to me,
The
but
two planted by the law office across the street that I had
The
sponsored.
ones
The
getting
ones,
replaced, yeah.
okay. The other one might be okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Did it die or just drop the leaves?
it's pretty crispy.
I had seen it earlier. I had seen it
That's a
earlier.
technical term.
I had seen it earlier. We have a swamp white oak and we planted it, dropped a lot of the leaves off, but the tree is acting
Yeah.
alive.
I mean, I was scraping bark and it's
Let me tell you what I'm
not
looking for in
green
a tree.
underneath.
I just wondered
Yeah,
because,
no, it's got me.
because earlier I'd seen it and it was doing what ours was doing.
if
Fully
That's why
desiccated.
I can do it.
Please. Okay.
Ours wasn't hanging
Okay.
on the end of the leaf, they
Contacting
just
them?
all.
Yeah,
fall
contacting the
off.
person.
No,
who's
they're
got the
still-
tree
they're
cookies
still
over there.
hanging.
Thanks, Laura.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
All
I
right.
want them back and done by,
That's what I asked.
November 15th-ish.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, we want to be able to have it in City Hall on display before we do Glow and Stow, which is like usually the first or second week in December. So maybe like
By Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'd say
Like
like
Thanks-
maybe like
Yeah.
the Friday before Thanksgiving. I don't even know
Okay.
what day that is.
So
but-
should we,
20th or
so
so.
should we be working on getting these tree cookies out to
She's got
decorate?
it. She's got it.
So
Yeah.
we do that, so we don't even need the tree to get those done.
No,
No.
So,
no.
yeah, okay, cool.
And that's all we want, are the tree cookies as far as the decoration for the tree.
Yeah, because I think it'll be like you guys had talked about doing like more like handmade type things, and then the kids, because you guys already talked to them, because you went in, that's the school you guys talked to, right, in
Yeah.
April. Hopefully that'll be a connection for them, because they started with you guys to plant the tree. Now they're gonna decorate.
Do we want to give them any kind of focus on what they decorated? Like, do we want it to be stowe or trees or the environment?
Besides school, stove.
I mean, you guys
Usually-
can pick anything.
Usually they come up with something.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's usually a theme.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's Christmas, but maybe I'm crazy. Maybe they don't come up with something, but
Normally just
I
squirrel
guess
and
I could-
stowe, and then like they have a couple different, like the Arts Commission did the Project Warmth last year with the knitting and all
Mhm.
that stuff, but that was kind of like a separate thing that they just featured during Glut Stowe,
okay.
so. But if you guys want to give them a theme, I don't think that would be a problem, it would just have to be something that,
trees,
I think they're kindergarten through 5th grade, so you'd have to do a theme that like,
simple.
yeah, like a
Outdoors,
simple.
nature, green.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't make it complicated for
Not green.
blue.
We have a lot of green
Yeah, you're right.
cookies on the green tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown,
Yeah.
mash the bark.
It'll be cool
Yeah,
to
it's
see what they
nature,
come up
outdoors,
with.
so.
Yeah. So we are not being too restricted.
We're just gonna do whatever they want. Oh.
Okay.
I feel like beggars can't be choosers.
Well, we could
I would
also
just
say
ideally
what
like
we're
participation.
doing with the trees
Krampus.
and possible, so we could say animals or
Yeah,
wildlife. We could say wildlife.
I know animals are hard to draw.
Yeah,
though.
they are.
They just keep it simple,
Decorate.
decorate.
Yes,
Decorate.
decorate. I like
Decorate. Decorate
Yeah.
both sides of the cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point, Laura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you only decorate one side, that will inevitably.
Right, show the other
This way,
side.
No matter what you do.
And we may, and since it's going to the schools, we want to make sure that we're inclusive, that we don't say Christmas tree, we just say holiday tree,
Holiday.
just so we don't want to offend anyone. And include as many as we can. Next item on the agenda is giveaway for next year. Magnets, clips, pens.
We still have quite a few down in the basement.
Okay,
Like, I think we have a significant number.
Okay.
I can go down and physically count before next meeting and give us a total.
I had this idea and this, to shoot it down if you want koozies. We just did a promo, like a convention, and the people, stress balls and koozies are like the
what are
hot thing.
koozies?
Beer
Little
koozies.
boot, like.
Keep
yeah.
your little, keep
Oh.
your beers warm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, specifically that,
Warm.
specifically.
I will
Only-
tell you
only
the
for
stress
beers.
balls, we have like 1,000 of those for the city of Stowe, like the burgundy ones,
Mhm.
and we still have a lot.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
those ones, but I mean, koozies, I feel like anyone can use those.
I feel like people take them all the time.
Mhm.
Just an idea.
So I could look into that for you guys and just see like, what the cost of those would be. Is there like a certain, like a normal can or like a slim can or?
Yeah, no, just kidding.
I think they're,
No, no.
What do the
it's fine.
children use?
Yeah.
Right.
I think
They come in like multiple sizes now.
Capri-Sun one.
Yeah.
Juice boxes.
They have the popsicle, sleeves now.
Oh,
That's
do
like
they
the
really?
new, yeah, for little kids.
Oh,
It's
That's
like,
funny.
it's kind of like a koozie material, but it's for like the ice pops. And you just put the popsicle in.
Does it have a hole in the bottom for it?
It's like the hole at the
push
top and then it's like a push pop,
pop?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
really funny.
All the things they come up with.
Just an idea. Like I said, we don't do it. We
Yeah.
don't do it. I could care. That was just something that we were at a water convention for work and that everybody has.
I'll see what the minimum requirement is for that and like what the cost is, just to give you guys an update.
Yeah, if it's
And then you guys
unfeasible,
can
it's
decide.
unfeasible.
I know that they really like the chip clip magnets.
Yeah.
The
Th-
chip
those
clip
ones.
magnets are killer. People love those.
I think didn't we discuss about those earlier when, the Barbara gal was here?
I don't know if that came up.
I think it did.
I remember hand sanitizers came up.
She talked about chapstick and we were
Chapstick
like,
came
no,
up.
let's, no. But they also probably do a million conventions and probably have a budget
Agreed.
that's
Yeah,
like,
it's a little more.
like- the minimum chapstick that you'd order was like 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't need 1,000 giveaways for us.
That's,
Flips out
I
there.
don't know, I just think chapstick is a really personal, it's a
Yeah.
personal hygiene
Yeah.
item, and it,
Toothpaste.
Yeah, if we,
Yeah, toothbrush.
If we had a-
Forestry toothbrush.
if we,
Make them out of wood.
What
The bristles will be first,
Like-
yeah.
George Washington brand.
Pine needles and wood. Oh,
Hey,
God.
turn off the camera. I've got a George Washington thing. You guys probably can't know.
All right, our next meeting is October 13th. It would be Monday, October 13th at 3:30. Let's adjourn. 4:46.